I'm Kirsty from Down to Earth Yoga and Massage, and today for our Slowdown Sunday, doing a little bit of breath work, a little bit of yoga practice. For tonight's one, you might just want to watch tonight and then do it in the morning, like Monday morning, and then maybe try for the mornings after that. So the reason being is I've spoke with a lot of people just now, and they all seem to have quite similar symptoms. So a lot of people are feeling maybe a little bit depressed just now, a little bit sluggish and tired. And the reason for this, it could be because we're in Kappa season. So Ayurveda is the yoga sister science, and it covers, it's to do with the constitutions and the mind and the body, and it works with the seasons as well. So winter and spring are Kappa season. So if you are feeling those symptoms, a little bit sluggish, a little bit bleh, a little bit depressed maybe, then this practice, this time for you, what I'm going to go through today, is little things that you can do to help yourself. So first of all, when we talk about a Kapha dosha, I actually am myself, so there's 3 different ones. You always have like a little bit of each in you, but there's always one that's more like dominant. For a Kapha dosha, they have like kind of large eyes, they have maybe a larger bone structure, a little bit sturdier, they are prone to weight gain, maybe harder to come off. They might not have a big appetite, but when like it stays. It's like really harder to shift it, the bulk. You might not be like overweight, but just like sturdy. Other things you can have, like your hair might be quite sort of strong and your nails will be strong. The palm of the hand might be quite square and it might be quite fleshy as well. The elements are to do with the earth and water, so it's like a dense, cool aspect. So maybe that like coolness, I feel like quite cold sometimes as well. So lots of different things. And if there's an excess, as well as those signs of like depression, you may have issues at the chest, like phlegm, asthma, respiratory issues, different things like this can creep up. So today's practice, I'm just going to talk you through a few things to help you in this season. So first thing that you can do is meditation. So meditation, for Kappa people, we have a tendency to be a bit sort of lazy, sort of sluggish, just want to chill on the sofa. So for the meditation practice, perhaps try, I know it's still a wee bit nippy outside, but if you've got a garden, maybe taking your shoes off and taking like 15 minutes and doing some walking meditation. And when you're doing the walking meditation, you're just going really slow, so you might even just go in a circle. When I done my second yoga teacher training in Morocco, we would get up at like 5:30 and we would just walk around this tiny little pool for like half an hour. To start with, it felt bizarre, but then you sort of feel the benefits you're taking in the morning, you're feeling the earth, you're grounding yourself. It was really going to be helpful for your dosha if you are Kappa. So you're just going to walk nice and slow and steady. You're going to look down when you walk, so maybe check out your route beforehand that there's nothing going to damage your feet. A nice just slow, steady walks round, and trying to do it in the morning to get yourself active. Another thing that you can do is you're meant to rise before 6 a.m. So there's 3 different doshas and I'll go over them at different times, the other ones, but for Kappa, you're meant to rise even earlier. You only really need 6 hours sleep. You're going to want more, but you need to try to have that 6 hours. So that means going to bed maybe before 10 and then rising before 6. So it might seem horrible. So I'm going to try and shake myself out of this winter to spring slump, and I'm going to start myself also on Monday. Mondays are always a good day to start. And it's the time when you should be doing your meditation, your exercise, your yoga. So maybe set your alarm to get up before you're 6, so maybe 5:30. Get yourself outside if it's mild enough. Do a little bit of walking meditation. And then you're going to come in and you're going to do this practice perhaps. So you might do it once and it might click, and then you may do a variation of it. So Kapha bodies need to build heat. So we're going to do a vinyasa practice. We're going to hold the postures for 10 to 15 breaths. And to start with, we are going to do a little bit of breath work to create some heat. So we've been sitting for some time, so just changing the leg posture. So bringing the opposite heel in, or if you felt your back was playing up, then maybe take a kneeling pose, optional to sit in hero's pose. So we're going to ground now. And just take a little roll of the shoulders. Just noticing where we are. So checking in with ourselves. The first couple of moments, just seeing how the mind and body are. And we're grounding with our hands facing down just now, so more connecting with the earth. If you want, you can bring the fingers to connect to the earth also. So bringing in those elements. So we want to clear the mind of all the chatter, and that's why it's a good idea to practice in the morning. You don't have much going on. You've hopefully left everything the night before. You've woke up and then started the day afresh. So we're going to start by doing our belly breath. So we're bringing that belly out on the inhale, back on the exhale. On the inhale, trying to get the lungs to fill up to the top. And on the exhale, the downward flow, the apana. So we inhale, and again, everything, the rib cage expands in all directions. And it can be hard to get this belly breath. My mum and dad still can't do it. So you can bring your hands onto your belly, take a big inhale, the fingers separate. The exhale, they draw back together. So different ways to help you to find this practice. And then to create that little bit of heat, we start to bring in our ujjayi, so our ocean breath. And this already creates that heat. So I've spoke about it before. They say that yogis can melt snow with this breath. So I'll just start now. So you partially close the epiglottis at the back of the throat, and you start to hear that snoring sound. So this is warming up these internal organs, preparing us for our practice. So as you continue to do that, I'm just going to talk you through our vinyasa. So a vinyasa practice will be a flowing sequence using the breath and the movements. So before we start to get our body moving, we're going to do another breath control technique. So this is not suitable if you suffer from any heart conditions or like high blood pressure. We're going to do Surya Bedana Pranayama. So it's our sun piercing breath. So the sun is associated with the right nostril. So we're going to breathe in through the right nostril, out through the left. There's lots of different various little mudras, hand gestures you can use, but to keep it simple, I'm just going to use the thumb and the index finger. And so you're going to block off the left nostril with your index finger, and then when you inhale through the right, you then close with the thumb, release the index and breathe out. So this again, the sun creates the heat. It's associated with the masculine side, the yang side, so getting that little bit of energy flowing. Other breath techniques you can do are Brastrika or your Kapalabhati, but they're quite strong and they shouldn't be done if like you're pregnant. So this is quite a nice simple one, and only a few sort of people won't be able to do it. So we're going to keep that length in the spine. You're going to lock that left nostril. Keep the energy flowing from the root to the top of the head and above. Take a big inhale breath through the right. Close, exhale left, draw the navel back to the spine. Close the left, inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale fully again right. Exhale left. So you're going to continue like this. So we bring in that energy through the right nostril, and we let everything go out of the left. Take another couple of rounds in your own time, slow and steady. Take your last round, and then just allow the hand to come back down to the knee and just roll the shoulders back. So we're going to start to wake up the body seated, and then we're going to get that flow of blood through the body. So Kapha is associated with like sort of sturdy bones, quite short maybe sort of limbs, but they're like there's a density to them. They're quite sort of sturdy and strong. They sometimes make quite good runners, like long distance. So we're going to start by just preparing our wrists. So we're going to reach the arms out. If your shoulders creep to your ears, just drop them down. So the arms are long. You're going to start to contract the biceps and the triceps. And then we're going to flip the hands to face the sky. So you can imagine maybe the balls of the sun on the hands to get that heat, that fire, like we did with the sun-piercing breath, bringing in the energy of the sun. And then we're going to flip the fingers down to face the earth. So maybe noticing some tingling in the fingertips. So each finger and thumb is associated with a different element. And I always sort of like to pay attention to which ones are tingling. And then we're going to flip the hands up. You're going to take chin mudra, so thumb and index finger. We're going to rotate this forward all the way. See if we can get the hands to go back. So we're getting these shoulders the shoulder girdle starting to warm up. Rotate back, hands to face the sky, imagining the sun. So you might start to get that burning in the shoulders. Flick the fingers down towards the earth. So getting into that carpal tunnel area, long arms here. So there might be that burning, stay with it. So hands come up, chin mudra, rotate round. As far round as you can get. And then coming back again, hands up to the sky, flipping down, fingers to the earth, getting that energy to flow down. Flip them back up, last round, so fingers into chin mudra, rounding all the way, watching the shoulders don't creep up to the ears. And then back again, release carefully, give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. So if you are a Kapha dosha, squeeze the opposite way. You might be like quite a loving person. Your family and friends may come to you for issues. You're a really good listener. So we're going to give ourselves this little bit of love as well. So little hugs there. And then you're going to release the shoulders. So just a little forward. And then back. You'll be hearing little clicks as we start to wake up the body. So good to mobilize before going into these strong vinyasas. So reaching the arms up, taking a little twist towards the right, starting to squeeze and wake up the belly. And a big inhale, rise into the sky. You could have a little hot water and lemon drink to wake us up as well, to get that fire, the agni flowing, to lubricate the digestive system. So all these little things we can do in the morning to help us. Inhale, rise the arms up, bring the gaze up, stretch the eyeballs. Exhale, taking the hands down to the earth, ground. And as we ground, just bringing in an intention for your practice. So maybe just saying to yourself, I am grounded. Bringing it in now. Feeling the elements below, taking the energy from the earth, from Gaia, Mother Earth. And then slowly starting to come over onto your hands and knees. So I'm just going to come onto the other way. If your knees are sore, remember to put your little blanket underneath them. Otherwise, just removing any props. So spreading the fingers, knees connect to the earth, feet to the earth, gaze between the hands, spiral rotate the arms, protract the shoulders, keep the neck nice and long, engage that pelvic lock, draw the energy in and up, lower belly in and up also. So we're starting to get that fire with the Ujjayi breath, the ocean breath if you can, keep the heat. And then a big inhale, round in the spine, all the way. So going through your cat and your cow, getting the spine moving into the intercostal muscles. So again, a symptom of excess kapha is your issues with your chest, a build-up of phlegm. So really helping our lungs to open as we practice today. Opening and closing. Maybe noticing little knots in the spine, especially if you're practicing in the morning. And then just coming back to that neutral spine after your last round. Tuck your toes, stretch these toe bones and joints. Gaze to the belly button and slowly rise to downward facing dog. So you can take some movement to get into the knees and hips, nodding the head, swaying from side to side, and then just walk your way to the front of your mat. So you're coming into this dangle pose to relax. Let the arms be heavy. You might want to hold opposite elbow if you want, and just have a heavy, heavy head. Relax the eyes. Make sure your ankles, knees, and hips are in the same line. Softness here. And then you're going to take a halfway lift. So you might have a softness in the knees for your first one as you gaze towards your nose. And then exhale, let the hands go flat to the earth if possible. Gaze between the legs. We're going to sweep and rise up. So just tuck the chin, slowly rise up and roll the shoulders back and down. So for our kapha dosha, we need to try to create this heat. So Surya Namaskar, the sun salutations, these are which I've been sort of doing with you guys to start with. They're really good. You can do like 6 to 12 rounds. A lot of people who practice Ashtanga do quite a few of these. It can feel quite boring doing the same thing. I've taught in quite a few yoga retreats, and a few people have said to me that doing just the sun salutations is not for them. And then other people love to just keep a nice steady rhythm and do the same thing over and over again. Kapha doshas tend to are good to stick with the same routine. So next week I'm going to get up early. I'm going to try to keep this routine going after a little bit of walking meditation. So let's sort of start going through the vinyasas. So from the top of the mat, if you've got any tightness in the hips, keep the feet a little bit apart, maybe softness in the knees. Roll the shoulders back. Take that energy away here. So letting go of any stagnant energy. And then we start to bring up this positivity from the feet. So maybe see if you can feel all 4 corners. Big toe lock into the earth. Getting that belly breath. So the inhale, the exhale. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms high to the sky. Exhale, we're going to flush it out. Take the hands to the earth, gaze to the knees. We're going to take a halfway lift and look forward, and then we're going to come down to plank. So if you aren't feeling plank, if it's too strong, just take a half plank. So take a big inhale breath. And then exhale, drop the knees if you haven't already and come down slowly to the earth. We're going to take a back bend of your choice. So maybe a low cobra, a high cobra, or we worked on Sphinx. And then exhale, you're going to pull back, maybe through child's pose for the first one, just to warm and lubricate that lower back. If your hamstrings, the backs of the legs are tight, you're going to bend the knees, push the earth away. Hold in here, and then look to the front, step, hop, walk or jump to the front, halfway lift, exhale, hands flat to the floor. Inhale, rising up, so sweeping the energy up to the sky. Sorry, mic's wet for me. And then exhale, arms beside the body. So standing here for our second round. So the second round, we're going to start to bring in our legs up to the sky. So inhale, rising up. Exhale, flowing back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down, stepping or jumping to plank. Spread the fingers. Take a big inhale breath. Maybe knees come down. You're going to lower gently to the belly. Take a back bend of your choice. Exhale, you're going to pull back to downward dog or stay in tabletop. So from here, right leg high to the sky, extended dog. You're going to look to the front, step it through to the hands. Drop the back knee, release the foot. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, sink deep. Hold here for 15 breaths. So after 5 breaths, we're going to take the hands to the lower back and work into it for another 5. So lifting the chest up to the sky. And then for the last 5, we're going to reach the arms to the sky. You're going to twist to the right and stay here for 5. I'm going to inhale, reach the arms to the sky. You're going to bring the hands down and we're going to tuck the back toe and take it back into downward dog. So from our downward dog, stay here, push the earth away. You're going to bring that left leg high to the sky. Look to the front. Take it through. Drop the back knee. You can relax the toes. Rise up for 5. So sink into it. Draw the belly in. For 5. Take the hands to the lower back, push the chest forward, getting a little bit deeper into it, feeling it into these sturdy bones and joints. And then arms to the sky, take the twist to the left for 5 breaths. So squeeze in, looking towards that back toe if you can for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise the arms to the sky. We're going to bring the hands down to the earth. So this time we're going to take a vinyasa. So we're going to take ourselves to plank. You're going to take a big inhale. Exhale slowly down. Inhale to rise. Exhale back into downward facing dog or tabletop or rest in child's pose. So push the earth away, just take a little glance back. If your heels can be seen, try to pull them out. If your hamstrings, remember, are tight, bend the knees, gazing back towards the belly button, knees or big toes. Take another breath. And then rise to the tips of the toes. Bend the knees, step, hop, walk or jump. 2 hands, take your halfway lift. Exhale, hands flat to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale at the heart center. Back to mountain pose. So Samastitihi, equal pose. Just close the eyes. Try to keep that ujjayi warm and breath flowing. We're going to take our chair pose. So arms rise up, belly in, sink into chair. Just check you can see your toes. Arms are rising high to the sky. Take a big inhale. Exhale, flush it out. Gaze to the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth, take it to plank. Hold and plank. Inhale. Exhale, down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, back. So you're going to look to the front and bring that right foot through. Line up the back foot so the heels are in a line. You're going to make sure that right foot's facing the front. And we're going to bend the right knee. And we're going to take a warrior 1. So we're going to rise up, bump the left hip round. Arms are strong. Maybe bring the hands to prayer if the shoulders allow. So we're going to stay here for 10. So getting all the things working. Check your toes are spread. Check that knee's not collapsing in. Keep the back leg strong. That left hip to the front. Lower belly in. Keeping that warmth in the arms as we stay and hold. Another 2 breaths. And then we're going to exhale down, rotate the back foot, and you're going to take it to plank. So we're going to keep the heat by holding here. And then coming down, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Rise to a back bend. Exhale back, downward facing. So find your position, your downward dog or your tabletop. Look to the front, left foot this time. So if you can't get it, assist it. Line up the back heel, check your foot position, rise your way up. Then bump that right hip round, keep the back leg strong, arms up. We stay for our 10 breaths, noticing the warmth in the face, getting that blood flowing, using ujjayi. Steady and strong. Take another 2. And then a big inhale, exhale, flush it out. This time we're going to go to plank and hold again. So holding nice and strong. And then take a big inhale and slowly come down. Come down to the belly. We're going to take locust. So working on our back. Sweeping the arms, lifting up. Exhale down. 2 more to work on the strong back. Exhale down. 1 more. Exhale down. Hands beside the chest. Wiggle the legs together. Elbows in. Take a back bend. Exhale to child's pose for 4. Spread the fingers, start to tuck your toes, gaze to the belly button, and then hold in your downward dog. Look to the front, step, hop, walk or jump to the front. Lowering down here, either dangle or taking Uttanasana. And then inhale, rising up all the way. So standing back in your mountain pose, Tadasana. Trying to ground back to the earth. We're going to warm up our wrist joints. We're going to take our Padahastasana, hands to feet pose. So we're going to open up your feet about hip distance. Hands can come onto the hips. You're going to inhale to lengthen. Exhale to come forward with that flat back, and then you're going to slide the hands underneath the feet. So if you need to bend your knees to get there, you do that. You're going to gaze between the legs. You're going to stay here for 10 breaths. If you've managed to get your toes up to your wrists, giving them a little wiggle. Take your last two. So from here, release. Take the hands to the hips and then inhale, rise your way all the way up. So back to mountain pose Tadasana. We're going to come through another vinyasa. This time we're going to come into Trikonasana, triangle pose, but we're going to start from a balance. So balance postures are really good for your Kapha dosha, to get that sturdiness, that strength from your muscles. It's going to fire it up, create some heat. So you're going to keep your right leg as it is, and you're just going to bring the left leg up. So see if you can hold here, if not, use the hand. So you're using this pelvic bowl, the Mula Bandha, the Uddiyana Bandha to draw everything in and up. Just going to focus on a spot. So we have our drishti points, our focus points. And then we're going to flip the toes to the earth. We're going to slide the leg back. We're going to take our hands to prayer position. Keep focusing on a point ahead. And then you're going to take it to high lunge. So holding in high lunge, try and steady yourself. Strong and steady. So our hips are closed just now. We're wanting to open them. So keep your right foot where it is. Release the prayer. Left hand rises up. You're going to open the hips. Line up the heels. Gaze towards right middle finger. Reach and extend. You want to slide the hand down. Taking it to wherever is comfortable. Reaching left hand up. So if you've got any neck issues, you can gaze to the side or down. Otherwise, looking up to the thumb. Holding here again for 10 breaths. So using the strength of our muscles, our bones, our joints to steady ourselves, and using that breath. Long, deep, ujjayi, warm breath. Start to look down to protect the neck. Inhale to rise your way up. You're going to release the arms, step the foot in, rotate the hips to close them once again. And you're going to keep your right hand on your lower back. Left arm's going to extend out. You're going to come down. Imagine you're carrying some water on your lower back. And you're going to take that left hand across to the right side of the body. We're going to keep it quite sort of simple. If you want to go more advanced with your revolved triangle, you can do. Otherwise, you're just going to keep it steady and you're going to rotate. So we're not going to worry about putting our arm up to the sky. We're just going to work on the thoracic spine, the middle section, and getting that twist. So we're not rushing, just noticing the bones in our legs, our joints, getting all those little vertebrae to twist. So these postures, the triangle, the revolved one, are really good to help our lungs, try and get rid of that phlegm. And then bring the gaze down. You're going to inhale, you're going to rise up, you're going to reach the arms to the sky, step it towards the front, relax the arms down, roll the shoulders. So just close the eyes, ground down to the earth. Try to hollow out that pelvic bowl again, engaging the bandhas. So these are the locks that seal and get that energy to rise up. They help to make us tight and light as we practice. So left leg rooting down to the earth, hands on the hips. See if you can bring that right leg up. So without tilting to the side, focus on a little point ahead, something that's not moving. Try and keep the thighs strong on the left leg. Strong, sturdy bones and muscles. Watch the shoulders aren't creeping to the ears. Then flip the toe to the earth. Skim the legs past each other. Take the hands to prayer if you can. So watching the hip doesn't open. And then we're going to step it back slowly to high lunge. So from your high lunge, just start to get that lower belly in. Shoulders are away from the ears. Keep your focus. So from this closed hips, we're going to bring the right arm, open the hips. So getting the heels in a line, so the back foot can turn if you want to face the top right corner. Gaze to that left middle finger, extend and reach, or you may like to slide down the leg. So reaching up to 12 o'clock with that right hand. And either, as I said, stay and look up, or to the side or down. Hold here for another 8 breaths. Try and relax the jaw and the brow. Gazing down to protect the neck. Inhale, rise up. Relax the arms, just release the leg a little, step the back foot in. Rotate and close the hips. And bring the left hand to the lower back. So right arm to the sky, reach forward. And then take that little rotation, so bringing the hand to the outside of the left leg. So find a focus point to the side, so Parsva in Sanskrit, to side. Twist and rotate. So coming into this revolve triangle. Pararita, Trikonasana, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slowly start to bring the gaze down. Inhale up. We're going to take a vinyasa this time, so arms rise up. Flow the hands down, step back and find plank again. So bum tight, fingers spread. Take a big inhale, exhale slowly down. Relax the toes, take a big inhale to rise. Exhale to pull back to downward dog. Or if you're tired, go child's pose or stay in tabletop. Gaze to the front, and you're going to step, hop, walk or jump to get there. Again, so all the way through. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, hands flat to the earth. Inhale, rise your way up. Exhale to the heart. So noticing that heat again. Roll the shoulders back. Standing tall. We're going to work into the side waist, our little lateral stretch, to again get into the intercostal to help with the breath work. We're going to come into half moon, our Dachandrasana. So feet together, arm, if your hips are tight, have them apart, but try to see if you can work on that sucking everything in. So arms rise up. If you can, you're going to take Kali Mudra. So you're going to, index fingers are going to kiss, the thumbs are going to cross. All the other fingers intertwine. Reach up to the sky, squeeze the head, the bum muscles are tight. And then take your little lean over to the right. So you're going to stay here for 10. Watch if the arms start to tire. See if you can keep squeezing. Watch if you start to dip. Take another couple of breaths. Slowly rise up. Keep the arms strong if you can. They'll probably start to burn. And then come over to the left. So this is what we want. We want to create this heat, this fire, this agony. Get the body warm, get it flowing, get the joints lubricated. We want the body to have this ojas, the juiciness. And kapha types, they might have this nice complexion, not really prone to acne spots. Might have this nice healthy glow. Take another couple of breaths. Inhale, rise up. So we're going to take a little back bend. So you're going to squeeze the bum, reach up still, keep the head nice and tight with the arms, and only coming back if you've got no blood pressure issues. Rising back up, and then we're going to flush it back out. Exhale, hands coming down, gaze to the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the earth. We're going to take ourselves into plank. Hold here. Inhale fully. Exhale slowly down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to pull back. So from our downward facing dog, that right leg's going to come up to the sky. We're going to look to the front, step it through. We're going to keep that left hand where it is. We're going to see if we can bring the right hand to the sky. So a little revolved high lunge, looking up to the thumb. And then we're going to be taking it to warrior two in a second. So you're going to bring the hand down. You're going to collapse the back foot so the heels are in a line. We're going to open up by coming through our extended side angle. So you're going to sweep up and then use the side waist that we've just worked and warmed up to come into warrior two. So watching that our shoulders are in line with the hips, watch the knees not collapsing in, and gazing towards that right middle finger. Watch here, hold, keep the arms strong. So we're staying for those 10 breaths. The heat will start to build in the joints. Hold for another few. Flip it back, reverse. You're going to cartwheel up and over. If you still have a little bit of energy left, you're going to take it back into plank. Otherwise, rest it out. Taking a big inhale. Exhale down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to pull back. So from downward dog, start to bring left leg up. Look to the front, send it through. Keep your right hand where it is. Keep your lunge left leg. And then if you can, take that left hand up to the sky for that rotation. Hold in here. So bringing the gaze down, just bring your left hand to steady yourself. Line up your right and left heels. You're going to start to open the hips, so they were closed again. So we're going to start to sweep through and then taking ourselves up. So you might need to readjust the stance, getting the heels in that line. You might need to make it wider. Bending that knee. If it's collapsing in, pull it out. Keep the arms strong. Gaze to that left middle finger and hold here for your 10 breaths. So you can close the eyes or focus on that middle finger or a little point ahead. Another couple of breaths to keep that heat. And then revolve it back. And then cartwheel up and over. So this will be your last vinyasa if you can. So back to plank, take a big inhale, exhale slowly down, come to the belly, take a rise into cobra or up dog. Exhale, you're going to take it to child's pose. So your knees can be nice and wide or together, or like keep them hip distance. If you've got any back issues, you can make a pillow with the hands, stretch them out or bring them beside. slowly, slowly, just starting to rise up to your knees into hero's pose. We're going to take it into Ustrasana or camel pose. We're not going to go too deep with it. If you want to, you can, but we're just going to see if we can work on holding for the 10 breaths to open up the chest, to get the lungs working to the full capacity, to help to try to shift that mucus, that phlegm that builds up at this time of year, and then that can leave us feeling even more sort of lethargic, and then we'll start eating stodgy food, then we'll lie on the sofa a little bit more, and it's just a downward spiral. So we're going to see if we can open the chest. So you're going to rise up. I like to tuck the toes for support, and it also helps me to work into the toe bones and joints. So you're going to bring your hands to your lower back. The fingers are going to face down. I always like to imagine that my elbows are getting pulled with an elastic band, so they're at the back of the room. So you're going to create this hump. So you're going to push the belly, push the chest, and either you can look up, as I said, or drop the head back, but only if you don't have any low blood pressure issues. We're going to stay here for our breaths. So it's a deep back bend. Really use the lungs, fill them up with a fresh energy, prana. Every exhale, trying to push out all the stagnant air. So remember, you don't have to go into that full expression. We're working on the lungs. If you can stay for 3 more breaths, do so. Last one. Slowly release your toes if you had them up like I did. And just coming down back to your knees, just tuck the chin, suck everything in. Then rise up, take a little twist to the right. And then to the left. I'm just going to bring your bum down to the earth. And you're going to extend your legs nice and wide for our Upavista Konasana. So this wide leg, this wide angle. You're going to release the flesh from the buttocks to find the sitting bones or sit on a prop like a blanket. You're going to make sure the toes are active towards the shins. So eventually, like the goal of the pose, our head would maybe be touching the floor, but it's all about like the aim, so not the picture perfect, where your body can get to. So we're just going to slide our arms down our legs, our hands, and take our hands to our ankles, or maybe peace fingers round the big toes. You're going to try and keep the arms straight for this posture. And maybe you're going to gaze towards that nose, so the Pinocchio nose, to save the eyes crossing. Or you can close the eyes and bring the gaze inwards. So if we are in the morning, you might want to start to close the eyes and visualize the sun starting to rise, the surya, getting that heat, that warmth, noticing how the bones are feeling, the joints, the skin. Take another couple of breaths here. So with every exhale, you may go down a little millimeter closer, or you may need to rise up slightly if there's any issues, but keeping a nice flat back, drawing the lower belly in to create space, hinging at the hips. Take another 2. Slowly, slowly rise up. Exhale, hands to the hips, bringing that torso into that neutral position, and then just slide the hands underneath the knees. Give it a little windscreen wiper to release. So we're going to come into a seated pigeon pose just to release our hips and our knees. So we're just going to take that right leg first of all and just give it a little bit of opening. If you can, you might be able to get the foot towards the crease in the arm to open this way. And then you're going to place the foot just sort of above the knee, that sort of juicy bit at the top of the thigh. You're going to bring the hands either facing the bum or to the sides, you decide, and then you're going to bring the foot flat to the floor. You're going to push the right knee towards the small of the mat, and you're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears. If you want to make it harder, you're going to bring the foot closer towards the bum. If you need to make it a little bit easier, then walk the foot away. You're going to make sure the toes are active towards the right shin. Taking another couple of breaths. So trying to stay for 10 breaths to allow the release to happen. And slowly you might need to walk that leg down. Then you're going to take that leg off carefully, release it to the earth. Taking the left one again, starting to open the hip, the joint to the knee, bringing the foot maybe to the crease to increase this stretch along the IT band. And then you're going to take that foot over the knee. So that might be as much as you can take. Otherwise, starting to slide the foot up. So again, make sure that your wrists are happy. If you've got any issues, you can make little fists also. Push that left knee to the front and the toe towards the shin. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And we focus on our breath, the big inhale and the complete exhale, the belly breath, the ujjayi sounds, that warm breath, keeping the heat. So coming to the end of our practice. Taking those last couple of breaths. So maybe you start to slide that right leg down, releasing that left one carefully, a little windscreen wiper. So for our inversion today, we're just going to do a little bridge. So little bridge is one of the postures that is a good one to do for people with a constitution of primarily Kapha dosha. It's quite good with, again, the sturdiness of the body. Eventually, from little bridge, you might want to go into like upward facing bow or wheel pose. But I'm going to take it nice and easy today and come into little bridge. So you're going to slide yourself down. So bringing yourself carefully down to your mat. I'm just going to wiggle your feet towards your bum. So you want your feet to be quite close towards the bum. And you want to make sure your feet are facing the small side. You can check your feet position by maybe seeing if you can touch the heels. And we're going to just roll the shoulders back so they connect to the earth. You've got a double chin here. You're going to feel all four corners of each foot. Feel the big toe lock to the earth. So we're grounding at the end of our practice. And then feeling this connection, just start to lift. So push in, lift the bum. So watch the knees don't splay out to the side. Try and keep them in a nice line. If you want to go higher, you're going to walk the arms underneath. You're going to bring the hands to clasp. You're going to hold here. So some of you might want to catch your waist. So you might want to walk a little bit higher and bring the feet down. Yogi's choice. So again, the 10 breaths, using these large muscles, the buttocks, the thighs, so our strong glutes, the largest muscles in the body, our quads here in our thighs, maybe feeling the burn, into the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius. And then when you're ready, just releasing the hands and slowly bringing the back down to the earth. So you might want to windscreen wiper the knees, to release, you might want to bring the back flat to the mat and then tuck the chin and bring it in, or have a little rock and roll. So it's your body, be your own teacher. And then we're going to take a little twist, so just bringing the feet to the earth, take the hips and bum to one side, just drop your knees down, take a little cactus arm and bring the gaze in the opposite direction. So we're grounding, we're releasing. Noticing how the body and mind are feeling at the end of the practice. And we're just going to take the twist over to the other side, so lifting the knees up, bringing the bum and hips over, starting to twist and open. And working with Ayurveda or Yoga Sister Science. It's all about creating that balance with our body and our minds. So with our yoga practice, with our breath work, with the food we eat, with the time of day we get up. By paying attention to what's going on. So just roll over to your side. And then bringing that top hand to the earth, just slowly, slowly start to rise your way up. So we're going to be coming into Shavasana. Well, you guys are. I will guide you into it. So I want you to grab any jumpers or socks or anything. So once you've got all that you need for that, then just start to lie down on your backs. If you are pregnant, try to lie on your left side, maybe use some cushions as well. So taking yourself into a nice relaxing pose. And we're just going to take 3 breaths on your back. So inhale fully, exhale, inhale, and let the muscles, bones, joints and skin relax. Relax the feet and the toes, the lower legs and the upper legs. Let your knee joints be soft. Try to relax the hips, soften your buttocks. Let the muscles in the back sink deep and have the natural curves in your spine. Relax the belly and chest, making sure these shoulders are not creeping to the ears, letting the shoulder blades kiss the earth. Letting the arms be heavy away from the body, not trapping the energy that you have created. Let the hands fall into a natural position, relaxing the thumb and the fingers. Maybe feeling the energy, the tingling in the fingertips this evening. The neck is long, the chin tucked. Just relaxing the jaw, the brow, letting the tongue find the soft spot at the roof of the mouth, and letting the eyes be heavy. So you guys are just going to rest in Shavasana now. Stay here until I advise you to wake. So if you wish to stay for longer, just stay as you are. Otherwise, keeping the eyes closed, just starting to wiggle the fingers, the toes, the wrists, the ankles. moving the head safely side to side. Maybe stretching the body as you would as you wake up. Maybe giving yourself another little hug, a little squeeze, giving some love back to yourself. And then when you're ready, just rolling over to either side. So left side if pregnant, right for higher normal blood pressure. And just using the top hand to push to the earth to slowly rise your way up. To take your last asana, your last seat. So we're just going to end with our hands now facing the sky. So we grounded, we allowed the body to open. We're going to take chin mudra, consciousness mudra, keep the shoulders away. We're going to end with one Om, the sound, the vibration of the universe, to unify, to join. So joining in, or just let the vibrations go through you. Inhale in. And just sealing our hands, our heart center, just thanking our body for showing up to our mat, for making it here today, for going through the postures, the asanas, the vinyasas, and make peace with each posture tonight. And bringing the thumbs to our lips, being grateful for our breath, trying to use our yoga off the mat and speaking kind words as we go about each day. Bringing the thumbs to the third eye, being grateful for our minds and trying to think kind thoughts, thinking before we speak. Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? And then taking a big, deep inhale breath, bringing in your intention. Exhale, letting go of all that does not serve you. And just slowly letting the thumbs trickle back to the heart space, bowing down to seal your practice. Allowing the eyes to start to flicker open, coming back to your yoga space, wherever you are, whatever time of day you practice. And then just allowing these shoulders to release. So thank you guys for practicing with me today. So as I said, I was focusing on the Kapha dosha. If you do want to know any extra information about this, please get in touch through Trash Panda or through my Instagram page. And I shall see you again next Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you.